Hey guys, it's Elisa here and you're watching the Art Occultist. And today I'm going to be doing something a little bit more different, something that I haven't done in a while, and this is I'll be sharing with you a tarot deck that I just got. And yeah, so this is the deck. This is the Modern Witch Tarot deck. This is by Liminal 11. It's published by Liminal 11 and it's by Elisa Tarot. And I got this deck because I'm doing a experiment. And let me explain. So in my reading style, it's very important for me personally to see both female and male representing characters in the artwork, because I read with feminine and masculine energies, and those two things influence my readings greatly. So for me it's important to see it visually on the cards, and this is one of the reasons because I have in the past said to myself that I will never get a deck that has only males or females represented in the artwork. Another reason for this experiment is a few years ago I had the Lightyears Tarot, and the Lightyears was my only really modern deck, and representing modern day life as we see it. And while I was using it, the feeling that I got reading with the Lightyears was that it didn't quite feel like tarot to me, because to me tarot is very deep, very esoteric, very symbolic, very mystical, and very magical. And the Lightyears just didn't bring me that emotion of that mystical, of that mysterious, of that occult. So seeing phones, motorcycles, laptops, etc., modern day items in my cards really took me out of the flow. It didn't feel magical to me, and I really didn't enjoy reading with those depictions on the cards. I'm not saying that the Lightyears is a bad deck. I'm just saying that it didn't work out for me. But this was a few years ago, so for those two reasons, I decided to challenge myself and see if I can actually enjoy reading with, and if it was possible for me personally to use a deck that was modern and that has only female representing characters. And I picked the Modern Witch Tarot because it's mass market. It was relatively cheap and I had an easy access to the deck, so this is it. So right now I'm going to show you all the cards and comment where I feel necessary, and at the end of the video I'll be doing a live reading using a spread from the guidebook. And this deck is very new to me. I've just had it for a couple of days. I've unboxed it privately because I was curious to see the artwork. And the cards are out of order because I was shuffling it and I was playing with it. but this live demonstration will be actually my first reading using the deck, and I'm really curious how this is going to go. Another thing before I start showing you the cards, and I'm sure most of you have already seen this deck, it's very popular, is that I've made some changes in the artwork. I've added a bit of symbols because I felt like I needed them to be present in the cards, but I'll discuss them when the cards come up. And yeah, so this is pretty much it, and now I'll be showing you the cards. And another thing, I actually really like the art style of it simply by looking at, but I don't know how it reads for me and if I'm going to be able to use it actually. No, that's not correct. I can use any deck to read, but I don't know if I'll enjoy reading with this deck, but we'll see. So it comes in this two-part box that slides, and it's sturdy, so I like that, but I really don't like that it just slides right open when you pick up the box, so your cards can fly wherever. So yeah, be careful with that. And yeah, it comes with a guidebook. This is the guidebook. It's very little. It's in black and white. I haven't read this because it's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, so I really didn't feel the need to read it. And it comes with 2 extra cards, the Everything is Fine card and this one. This is the back of the cards. It's totally reversible, and the cardstock, it's very thick, and it like does this thing where it stays curved, which is not good. I cannot refill shuffle the cards. Those are the cards. It's very chunky. I cannot refill shuffle it, but it shuffles overhand very well. And the cards are very slippery and they fly away. Jumpers are very easy. But yeah. So let's go through the deck card by card. Let me just move this. And I think I'm gonna zoom in for this part. And so now let's do a quick flip through. It's very, like I said, it's a RWS clone. So for example, but only with female presenting characters. So for example, the Hierophant, it's a female instead of the Pope. And to be quite honest, I like this depiction of the Hierophant. It's not so threatening for some people as may be the traditional one, and it's not so it doesn't have that religious connotations to it. So yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, Strength. I really like the depiction here, but I would have preferred for the lady to be looking down towards the lion and for her to be barefoot. Ten of Wands. And the Five of Pentacles. This is one of the cards which I alternated. Originally, it didn't have those patches. I drew those with a marker because for me the Five of Pentacles is a card of hardships, and I like to see that visually represented in the card. So I took the liberties of adding a few little things along the deck. I really like that depiction, but I would have preferred her legs to be open, just like in the traditional RWS. The Knight of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and traditionally in the RWS, here we see a man for the king, but in the Modern Witch, it's a female representing character. But looking at this card right now, I get the same energy as from the traditional Knight of Swords, from the RWS. In terms of energy, for this card in particular, I don't think that anything was lost. The Four of Swords. This is a bit over dramatic compared to the traditional RWS, and I would have preferred to see one of the swords beneath the bed. The Page of Cups. I think this is a very cute Page of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles. I don't know how I feel about this card. The Nine of Pentacles is typically a card that I have to like in a deck, and with this one I'm not so sure that I like it. And I also added this little snail guy here because it was missing, and I find it a symbol that I incorporate in the meaning of the Nine of Pentacles, and to achieve this material success and luxury that the Nine of Pentacles means, you have to be patient, and you have to go slow. It won't be a overnight success for sure. The King of Pentacles. I'm not so sure if I like that card with a female character on it. The Two of Pentacles. I really like to see the water in the Two of Pentacles. Traditionally, the character is standing on maybe it's a sidewalk or a dock, and behind the character there's the sea with boats in it, and the water is very significant for me in the Two of Pentacles, so I was a bit disappointed when I saw that the water was not present here. And the King of Cups, actually, I don't know how to express this. It looks very traditional in the image itself, but for me this card, I don't know, I used to have a female friend that looked like this, and her energy felt like the energy of this figure, but in real life she wasn't no way a King of Cups. So this card for me is I don't know, I don't like it because of my personal association that I have to this friend of mine that I used to have that looked just like this figure, and that didn't have the energy of the of the King of Cups. So for me, in my personal brain, this doesn't work. Judgment is cool. I miss the trombone, or the musical instrument with which the angel wakes up the dead. So yeah. The Magician, this is also on the cover of the box. I really like the image itself, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything bad to say about this magician, except that traditionally it's a male representing figure, and in the tarot, when you see a male or a female, it doesn't mean like biological sex of the character. It means masculine or feminine energy, and those are two really distinct energies. In the occult teachings, they have very different characteristics, so they influence the interpretation of the cards for me, because I'm a student of the esoteric and the occult traditions different over the world, Western or Eastern, and those two energies, yin and yang energies, they color the associations of the tarot differently. So yeah, for me it's weird, still weird, not having any men on the cards. This dead card is quite cool. Actually, what I found out, I really like the horses in the deck, the depictions of the horses. I think they're very beautifully drawn. The Queen of Wands, for the most part, I really like it. I love the little black cat, and in terms of artwork, I like the style. But for me, the Queen of Wands, yes, she has that very powerful, passionate, really driven energy, really that sexual, passionate side. I can see it, but I would have preferred for her legs not to be crossed. In the traditional RWS, the legs of the Queen of Swords are open, so this is a thing that I would have changed here. The Hanged One, I like that. I like that. In terms of a visual representation, again, as with the Magician, I would have preferred a masculine represented figure, because the Hangman is about suspension and suspension of activity, and in the Western occult traditions, the masculine energy is the active principle, whereas the female energy is the receptive principle. So, and tarot comes from the Western traditions, so that's why I'm talking about this. And yeah, for me, the Hangman should be a masculine representing figure in the artwork. And let me just say that each human in real life, doesn't matter if it's man or a woman, we all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about symbolism and symbolic associations in the Western occult traditions, which are built into the tarot itself. So that's all that I'm discussing. The Wheel of Fortune, it's very simplistic. I really like that Temperance card. This is one of my most favorite cards in the deck. This is a deck that I wouldn't change. And I actually really enjoy the racial diversity in the deck as a whole. I really like this card. The Page of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles is another of my absolutely favorite cards from this deck. I think it's stunning. The Queen of Pentacles, really good depiction. I have nothing bad to say about this one. The Three of Wands, I like it. And in this case, traditionally, once again, it's a male figure in the RWS, and here we have a female figure. But in terms of energy that is coming off of the image, I feel exactly the same. So in this case, the artist has succeeded to really convey the energetic signature of the card through the image. The Knight of Swords, and the same goes for the Knight of Swords. Even though this is a female figure, because all of the characters in the deck are females, the artwork really has captured the true essence of the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. She looks like an icy queen. I don't know, this is my significator, and usually is one of the cards that I really have to like in a deck. And it's even a deal breaker for me sometimes if I don't like this card. This is just okay. I mean, I'm not in love with the depiction, but I get it and it's fine. The Four of Pentacles. Again, having a female representing character for me changes the meaning, because traditionally there's a guy hoarding all of his resources, and the male representation is symbolic to the masculine energy, and the masculine energy is this of really projective energy, this really dynamic force, this really active and dynamic principle. And to see it hoarding the resources, holding back, there's a how to say it, there's a conflict of energies in the traditional card, which conveys the meaning of the Four of Pentacles. And here we see a female character, which in the way I read tarot translates as the female energy, the feminine energy, which is the energy of receptivity and nurturing and etc. And seeing this soft, it's not soft, like feminine energy is not always soft, as masculine energy is not always sharp and straight, but it really changes the meaning to see a female character instead of a male in terms of energy. The Five of Cups, it doesn't really change the meaning that much for me, because traditionally we don't see the if it's a male or a female, we only see the backside of the character, so here it doesn't change the meaning so much for me. The Seven of Swords, I don't know, I don't like this card. I don't think that the energy for, and I want to say that what I'm discussing here is only my personal experience and how I personally perceive those cards and the tarot itself. It's not meant to be judgmental, or what I'm saying may not be true for you and how you read tarot, and that's perfectly fine. This is only my way and how I view things, how I understand things. And in this card, I really don't like it, and I don't think that the energy of the Seven of Swords has been captured fully for me. It just falls flat for me. I don't know. I like that Tower card, with the exception of this little detail here of this rock stabbing the person. I don't like that, because yes, the Tower is all about sudden destruction, sudden changes, unavoidable things falling down, but it's not like that, because the Star comes after the Tower and the Star is the card of hope, so I don't like that depiction right here. The Four of Cups, we have a cell phone here and the words over it written on her sweatshirt. So for me, this card feels very, very specific in a way, and when I read tarot, I want to see the cards as those overarching energies that can mean multiple things. And here, by those two elements, the meaning is shrinked, so I don't like this. The same goes with the Ten of Swords. I don't like this card because of the phone, and because traditionally in the back of the Ten of Swords there is a sunrise, which represents the new hope after the ending of a cycle, no matter how hard and how painful the previous experience have been. There's always a new beginning ahead, and I cannot see this in the card, so I don't like it. The Knight of Cups. I find this character very charming, and I'm okay with it. The Empress. I actually really love this depiction of the Empress. I really do. I like that she is not pregnant, and I don't have problem with pregnant empresses. I know many people don't like to see the Empress pregnant. I don't mind it, but I like this depiction a lot. The Star card, and this is one of my favorite Star cards ever. I don't know, I just really like the artwork in this. I really like the depiction. I just love this card. The Chariot. I don't like this Chariot because of the motorcycle, because of the energy play. It's just, I don't know. Not my thing. The Ten of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords. I like it, with the exception that in the traditional RWS, one foot is on the land and one foot is in water, and here we have both feet in the water, so that's the only little thing that I don't like about this. The Seven of Pentacles, I guess it's fine. The Lovers, I like it. The Six of Wands. This is another of those examples for me personally where the artist have really captured the essence of the original RWS energy of the Six of Wands, and has really successfully conveyed it into her deck. I think this is a great Six of Wands. Four of Wands. Nine of Swords. This is a very emotionally charged card, and for me it's even more emotionally charged than the traditional cards, so I can say that I like it. The Moon card. I like this one. I like how the dog and the wolf has become those human figures with masks, and I like how the crayfish has become this shadow figure here. I like it visually, but yeah, symbolically it feels about what I feel looking at this card is an energy of something that's mysterious, something forbidden, something that's deep inside, something very instinctual, and something very deep into our unconscious. And I like this depiction of the Moon card. Ace of Cups, a bit simplified without the dove here with the coin that the bird is putting into the cup traditionally, but I think this does the job just fine. The Sun card is great. 10 of Cups. Traditional Three of Swords. The Three of Pentacles. Now, I like it and I don't like it at the same time, because for me this card depicted with this imagery speaks about being a art student, because I was an art student and I'm very familiar with this setting. And for me, traditionally, how I read the Three of Swords in the RWS deck is like getting a new job contract, for example, or expanding on your work knowledge. Yes, you can be a student, but it's not just about that. You can just, in the traditional RWS, when I see the Three of Pentacles, for me it may mean that this is a new opportunity, for a new business opportunity, or to expand my skill set opportunity, but I'm getting something in return. And this depiction right here, because of my personal experience as an art student and of spending numerous hours sitting just like this drawing model with my teacher being next to me advising me what to do, this really shrinks the meaning for me. Seven of Wands. I don't like this because this lady just feels like she's dressed in a lab coat, and I don't know, I just don't like it. Six of Swords. I miss the little child that's traditionally depicted here, because the symbolism of children is about being innocent, and that little part of the card plays a role in how I read it. The Queen of Cups. I actually really like this card and the depiction. I really like this. The Nine of Wands, not so much. Two of Cups. And the horses are just stunning. The World card, I like it. Although traditionally the character in the World card, and this is also a problem in the traditional RWS, it shouldn't have a specific gender. Like in the old Marseille decks, you can see that the figure is part female and part male. So yeah, but it's beautiful. The Hermit, well, I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. Justice. The King of Wands. I like this one. And this is another one where I added a few things with a marker. The first thing is the High Priestess is holding a laptop, which I don't like. But I mean, I get it. I get so much of my knowledge about the occults using the internet and different sources, so I get it. So that's why I decided to add the symbol from Hinduism here to represent that spiritual knowledge that she's getting from using this laptop. Because traditionally the High Priestess is holding a scroll on which the Torah scroll, which means a sacred book. And the other thing that I don't like about the card is traditionally the floor is water, so water is very symbolic for the High Priestess, and here we don't have this representation, so I added a little waves on her robe, jacket, I don't know, her dress, to remind me of that water when I see the card. The Three of Cups, I get it, but I miss the abundance that's traditionally represented by the fruits on the ground. The Fool card, for the most part, I like it, but I added this little flower because for me it's important symbol that was missing. The Emperor, I don't really like the energy. I don't think it was quite successful, but yeah. The Six of Pentacles, I actually like the idea for changing the goat from the traditional representation with presents. Two of Wands. Traditionally, the guy in the Two of Wands is holding a sphere representing the world, and here the character is he has a phone, and I get that saying that we have the world at the tip of our fingers using technology, but still personally I don't think I like it. And the last card is the Eight of Wands, and here we have a added motorcycle, which is fine. So yeah, guys, this was the deck. This was the deck, and now I'm going to zoom out and we'll see which of these spreads from the guidebook I want to do with you. So okay, so I'm back, and let's go in the guidebook and see all the spreads. So they're at the back. Okay, I think I want to do this one. Do you see it? Okay, so this is going to be it. So I'm going to put it right here so that I can see what I am doing, so that we can have space also. And let's give the cards a good shuffle before we start. So this is going to be a general reading for today and for whoever needs it. And this is the first time that I'm going to be reading with the Modern Witch Tarot. I'm curious to see how it goes. So we have six cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all in frame, right? Right. So let's begin. So this spread can be read in several ways, but we'll start with the simplest. Its perspective is of the present and into the future. Have a clear idea of how far ahead you're looking before shuffling. So let's see 3 months from now. This is a spread for 3 months for now. The first card is the path. Where are you called to tread? The Nine of Wands. So we are called right now to look at our difficulties, those difficult things from our pasts, but to look at them from the lens of I have overcome those things. I have beaten them, and I'm still here. It was very hard, but yeah, I'm still here. I may be hurt a little bit, but I am a survivor, and nothing can stop me. I am strong and I am independent, and I can do this. So we're called to really accept and be proud of our achievements, our successes, and of our personal power. And we're called to focus on taking care of ourselves and on really believing in our personal powers. So the second card is what lies across the obstacles and challenges that arise. The King of Wands. So the obstacles and the thing that may challenge us. The court cards can be read in a few different ways. One of them is to see them as other people than ourselves, and this is what I'm getting here. And so yeah, we are called to really step into our power and be proud of who we are and the things that we have overcome in the past, and really sit into that energy of the survivor. But the challenge that we may face is that maybe there's someone in our lives, someone that's older than us, that may challenge this position that we are called to take for ourselves. There may be someone that's trying to be dogmatic and even how to put it, someone, and this someone may be a female character. No, not a female, I'm sorry, a male character that's maybe trying to control us and shape us in a way that's convenient for them. And this is a challenge for us, because from that place of personal power, we need to show that person that this won't happen, and that we will take decisions on our own, and we won't fit into their ideas of how we should live our life. This is what I'm seeing. Okay, so the third card, to know what will be learned or how your knowledge is best applied. Justice. You need to learn you need to learn the difference between black and white, meaning there's right things and there's wrong things for each of us individually, and we need to really learn how to measure those things and how to judge ourselves and how to have personal standards by which we measure both ourselves, our actions, and the actions of others, and how others treat us. And to really find our truths, we need to really step into our sovereignty, our personal power, and really draw boundaries where they're necessary, and how to not allow any bullshit and people walking all over us, because there is a character in your life that is trying to do just that and to control you, and you need to learn how to show them that this won't happen, this is not right, this is not correct. You're strong, powerful individual of your own that won't be controlled by anyone else. And yeah, you need to learn to discern what's right for you and what's not, and act accordingly. Okay, the fourth card, to dare. In what ways will you need to go beyond yourself and express courage? The Hermit. In what way will you need to go beyond yourself and express courage? In this whole situation, it feels very toxic up here, and some personal boundaries must be set in place for your own well-being. And you need to go beyond yourself because maybe you're still wanting this person to be in your life. You still have this desire and this idea that maybe they can change, and you need to go beyond yourself by stepping aside with the Hermit and maybe saying, okay, hey, look, our dynamic, I don't like it anymore, I don't think it's healthy for me, this and this must change, and if it doesn't change, I'm going to have to step aside and ask you for a time where we have no contact, so that I just need my personal space. And yeah, you need to be courageous in that, drawing that boundaries, and you need to go beyond yourself and actually step back if nothing changes, close the communication line, if you will, and just spend time alone by yourself. It will be a good thing in this situation. The next card, where should you place your focus and intent? How will you need to express determination? The World. So, where should you place your focus and intent? On your personal happiness and development and healing, because we started with the Nine of Wands with this survivor mentality, but you still are have been wounded in the past, and those wounds need to be healed. So you really should focus on your personal well-being and health, mental, emotional, physical, and this means personal well-being means that no toxic elements should be allowed near you. So sorry about that, but you should really focus on yourself. To keep silent, in what way will you need have restraint or refrain? The Knight of Wands. That's interesting. This is the way you have to restrain yourself, and you have to restrain yourself from the impulse of going straight back to that dynamic if the person catcalls you and expresses a desire to talk, even when you have set personal boundaries and you've said that you need time apart. So you need to resist that desire, you need to resist the desire to believe their words when they say they have changed, because 9 out of 10 times it's just a thing that they're saying so that they can bring you back into the toxic dynamic, so that they can establish control over you once again. And I don't know why, but this whole reading, this whole spread screams a narcissistic behavior. I don't know why that came about, but that's what I'm feeling. And yeah. So in conclusion, right now you're called to fight for where you stand. You need to address someone, a male representing person in your life that's trying to control you. You need to really see what's right and what's wrong, act accordingly, set personal boundaries, spend some time apart from that person so that you can see clearly and so that you can focus on your personal well-being and health, so that you can become stronger and really well-rounded individual and not only a wounded survivor. There's a big difference between the Nine of Wands and the World card in terms of energy, and you really need to resist this person calling you, texting you, and wanting you to come back and telling you that they have changed and dragging you back to the toxic dynamic from which you're trying to escape. You're very trusting, and maybe that's a problem, and you need to take what this individual is saying to you with a grain of salt and not believe everything that they say. So okay, this was the reading, and actually I really like this little spread, and I think I may be using it in a future pick a pile readings. I don't know, it's possible. And the reading with this deck, for the most parts it flew. I had a good energetic grasp of the cards, despite the fact that there are only female representations in the artwork. And I think that the messages that I got were good, and I think that this was a solid reading for a test drive. And overall, with this reading, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I actually enjoyed doing this little sample reading, but overall, one reading is not enough for me to judge whether or not I like enjoying a deck. So what you can expect is seeing a few more pick-a-pile readings with the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and probably I'll be back with a second video discussing my discoveries and after a period of reading with the deck. And yeah, this was all from me, guys. Thank you for hanging out and for listening to my rambles. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about the Modern Witch? How do you use it? Do you have specific types of readings that you do with it? What do you think about the masculine and feminine energy dynamic, and one sex representing characters in the artwork? Does this change how you read the cards, and etc.? So once again, thank you so much for spending this time with me, and please like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.